Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today we are doing a Get Ready With Me Monday. So we are going to be using another Unearthly Cosmetics palette. This is the Fairy Frolic by Unearthly Cosmetics. And this is what it looks like here. Another one of their older palettes. I'm probably going to be using these colors, and I don't think I'm going to be using the green. And that's a shimmer. I don't know. And these are the only four. These are the only four mattes. So I think I'm just going to be using these three colors. I don't think I'm going to be using the green. And I don't know which shimmers I'm going to be using yet. So we're going to start off strong with this fern color here. Right here. And if you're on my main channel, you know I did a look just the other day with the Unearthly Cosmetics Lore palette. I'm just doing a regular look today. I'm not doing a fancy look because I'm getting ready to go to work, so I'm just trying to wear something wearable for work. I'm filming this on a Sunday, so it doesn't have to be too corporate looking because nobody's going to be there today. Not that anyone really cares about my makeup or has said anything to me about my makeup when I do wear really colorful looks. But I do know that nobody's going to be there today. Except other building security and like one person there from building management probably. That's usually the only people that are there on Sundays. But I still like to do my makeup, just for me. I'm the only one who cares about it. So, we got indie brands, right? So what is an indie brand exactly? Well, indie brands are usually owned independently, which means they don't have a parent company. Like, say for instance, there is a parent company called Estee Lauder. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Estee Lauder, but they own a lot of smaller companies. Like, what did I write on here? They own, like, Bobbi Brown. They own Clinique. They own MAC. They own Too Faced. And a whole bunch of other brands. So, that would be like a parent company owning a bunch of brands. Independent brands aren't owned by a parent company. And a lot of independent brands are owned just by individuals. Some like, okay, I'm going into Snapdragon. Some might be owned just by one person. Some might be owned by a couple of people. You know, like restaurants, like chain restaurants are owned by a big corporation, and then you have little independent restaurants owned by mom and pops. Like, I used to have my own independent restaurant, my own little mom and pop place. It was actually owned by me and my parents. They're usually small businesses, but you know, there are bigger independent brands like Huda Beauty and Natasha Denona. Those are considered independent brands too. But usually when we think of indie brands, we think of brands like Unearthly Cosmetics, Nomad Cosmetics, Eye Cosmetics. And then there's even smaller ones like, a lot of us know Darcy from Saints Angel Sinners. Even smaller ones like Moon Beauty, Beauty Moon Creations. Ones like that. They kind of rely on social media to do like their marketing for them. Like Instagram. Sending out PR maybe to influencers. To get the word out. Let me see something in here. Clean my lens off a little bit. They don't have like can buy ads like on YouTube or like Too Faced or Charlotte Tilbury can. I don't know if Charlotte Tilbury, if Charlotte Tilbury is owned by a parent company or not. But they do have a lot of money. Because I see them advertising a lot. But indie brands usually, especially Unearthly Cosmetics, their colors, their shades are always like, I've tried these mainstream brands eyeshadows, and I'm just talking about shadows here. Eyeshadows. Mainstream eyeshadows just do not seem to perform as well as indie eyeshadows do. They just don't seem to be as pigmented and as blendable. And the color stories, I know they seem to go for a wider audience, so they're a little bit more on the neutral side. I get that. So I think indie has a lot more room to play with colors. And the indie brands have more special shades in them. Like multi-chromes and dual chromes. But I can see that, I can see why people might be a little more hesitant to buy indie brands, because their color stories are a little more flamboyant sometimes. But I think you can work with them to make them look, I think most palettes you can make them work to look a little more work appropriate. If you just work through it. See, out of these three colors, the Fern, Bark, and Snapdragon. See, there's nothing scary about this look. I don't think, but I'm biased. It's when you start adding the shimmers. So I'm gonna go into Queen Mab. I'm not sure what a Mab is. And that's what the color is right there. Oh, no, that's pretty. That's really pretty. But, you know, a lot of people aren't really into shimmers either. And I get that too. Sometimes I just feel like making a matte look myself. I saw Teresa is Dead do a video just the other day about if all her makeup was stolen, which makeup she would repurchase first. Okay, I think I'm going to do a green. Let's do this Mythical Moss. This is where we're getting interesting here. I think this might be a topper color, but I don't know. This is where we veer off course here. So I want to do a video where I'm using makeup that I would repurchase first if all my makeup went missing. I did this years and years ago, but of course everything would be different now. She took a long time deciding what she would pick. It took me about 10 minutes to decide what I would pick. But you have to pick stuff that hasn't been discontinued. Stuff that you can get like right away, or stuff that you can order it. You can order it from the website. It's not something you have to go out and get. You can order it from a website. Like, so it can be from an indie brand. because the palette that I chose, I would have to order it from a website. What do I think in here? I'm thinking it looks pretty good. Pretty good. Let's put on some eyeshadow, and I will clean it up. Eyeshadow. What am I talking about? I already put on eyeshadow. Eyeliner. Some brown eyeliner. Doing good on time. But you know, there is like the sad case of like Urban Decay that did start off as like an independently owned brand and did have like do the cool makeup for the cool girls who had the tagline "Pink makes me puke" or something like that. Of course, they are the ones that did the Naked palette. Let's not forget. Okay, let's take a little coffee break before we start in on the eyelashes. And then they got picked up by whoever was, don't they? Are they not owned by Estee Lauder? I don't know. They're owned by somebody, but that's when their quality started to go downhill. And everything became naked this and naked that. There are still things that I like from Urban Decay, but I don't really buy their palettes anymore. I bought that Wild Green palette because I got it for like $20. And I do like that palette. But it's not as pigmented and as blendable and just as really cool as like my indie brand palettes. I don't rank it as high as most of my indie brand palettes. And I have some Tarte palettes. There's one Tarte palette that I really, really like. It's my Sweet Cravings palette. That one's good. But I have this Man Eater palette, which it's nice, but I can tell that the color in the pans is just not the color that you get on your eyes. When you open up a Unearthly Cosmetics palette or an Undereye Cosmetics palette or a Nomad one, for the most part a Nomad one, or a Jeffree Star or a Saint Angel Centers or any other, most other, I'm not going to say all of them, but most other independent brands that are really good. Their eyeshadow palettes, the color that you see in the pan is the color that you're going to get on your eyelids. And that's not really always true with the mainstream brands. The mainstream brands being Tarte, Too Faced, Urban Decay. Those that throw you out an eyeshadow palette every once in a while. Now, I will say that these mainstream brands I do go to and buy other things from occasionally. I have been trying to buy more drugstore, although drugstore is owned by parent companies, believe me, but I have been trying to buy more budget-friendly items from drugstore, or like in this case, definitely budget-friendly from Shop Miss A. This being my mascara that I'm using right now. So going into the e.l.f. And I do use a lot of e.l.f. too. Now I will say I don't like e.l.f.'s eyeshadows that much. There are some of their palettes that I like, but for the most part I don't like their eyeshadows. I don't know what else the situation is. But when I think of independent, I think of small businesses. Businesses that like aren't traded, like aren't publicly traded. There are a lot of instances where drugstore, and even if you haven't never tried AOA, or when I say AOA, that's a brand from Shop Miss A. I bought a lot of AOA brand from Shop Miss A. But if you haven't tried Shop Miss A makeup, you should really try it out and give it a chance. Sometimes there's Miss A stores and malls, brick and mortar stores and malls that you can check out too. That's how I first, because I was like, I don't know if I want. I was like, I don't know if I want to try it out, buying all this stuff online that I don't know what it looks like. So when I finally saw a Miss A store, I said, okay, I'll try it. And I bought a bunch of stuff from the brick and mortar store. And I absolutely loved most of it. So I started buying from the actual website. So if you can find a brick and mortar store, I would suggest trying that out first and going and looking at their makeup. So I recently came back from vacation. I had a lot of fun. It's been a week now since we came back. We went to Corpus Christi, Texas, which is on, of course, the Gulf of Mexico. It's in, where we stayed was actually in North Padre Island, which is just near Corpus Christi. We got to see the North Padre, I forget what it's called, but it's I think it's the North Padre shoreline, which is where we spent most of our beach time because nobody was there. That's where you can go camping on the beach. We didn't camp on the beach, but that's where we spent most of our beach time at, and it was absolutely beautiful out there. I mean, the water in the Gulf is not like blue or anything like that. I get that. But it's just beautiful where there's nobody around. The beach is pretty much clean. There is seaweed everywhere, but that's to be expected. Given where we are. Sorry, my eyes watering. And my son did get stung by a stingray. But he's fine. He just got poked a little bit by a stingray. Not like gripped by it or anything, just kind of poked by it. And then we went to the USS Lexington, which is a decommissioned aircraft carrier, which is in Corpus Christi. We were there for a little bit before they had to shut the power down on it. But we got to see below decks, which was pretty cool. And we saw above decks where they were keeping a bunch of airplanes, decommissioned airplanes, which was pretty cool. I'm not saying I know anything about airplanes or anything. I'm just saying it was really cool. They had some Blue Angels airplanes, air jets, some jets. They had some good stuff, and just seeing the runway up there was really cool. Then we went to the Texas State Aquarium. And this is like no other aquarium I've ever seen. They had like dolphins. Dallas has a really good aquarium where they have lots of stuff. But this aquarium had a lot of stuff. They had sea turtles. They had alligators. Now, the Dallas World Aquarium has manatees and sharks, and flamingos and all kinds of things, but they don't have dolphins. This was like, they had like a dolphin show, like you were at SeaWorld or something. And they rescue sea turtles. Because the Corpus area is like a big area where they rescue sea turtles. See, I got my coffee cup from Padre Island. It's got a little sea turtle on it. I got a little hoodie that has a sea turtle on it too. Then we also went to a sea life center where they do save a lot of animals. And we got to see some more animals, some more sea turtles, some more wildlife that they were saving. And we went to their botanical gardens. Which was really nice. And they had animals there too. So we got to see lots and lots of animals. But we got lots of beach and pool time in as well. We went to the beach at night. And it was a nice full moon. So it was very pretty. I bought these new liquid blushes from AOA, from Shop Saie. I bought like 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I thought I had 6. Yes, there's 6 of them. I could probably just apply it straight to my face. Instead of just the back of my hand. Okay, I'm gonna work on my face a little more. I'll come back and work on underneath my eyes. I'm just kind of running out of things to talk about right now. But I will be right back. Okay, so I have most of my face on. Let's go ahead and work on the lower lashes. Where I'm going to go into Fern again. My right eye is watering so much. I've had to reapply makeup to it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm working on it right now. Hopefully. I wonder if it's because the fan is running high. Anyway. Let's just pack it. Let's just pack makeup on it and make it water some more. But, yeah, okay. So I've got the Sephora Best Skin Ever on my face, along with my powders from Shop Miss AOA Studio. I got that Color Flush Liquid Blush on my cheeky cheeks, the Colourpop bronzer stick on for bronze, the Saie Lip Blur, which is one of my favorite higher end lipsticks that I do use on my lips. I haven't put on lip gloss yet though. What do I have for lip gloss? The e.l.f. Reviver Oil. Oh, I did put on that green. I did put it on some more with my fingertips to make it show up some more. The Mystical Moss. Mystical Moss, that's what it's called. Wait. Am I using the green here? Maybe I am. I said green and then I dipped into the green. I guess we're going for green here. Just my subconscious said, go green. Okay, so that was Eden, and now we're going to Bark. So I did use all the mattes. That was interesting. Sometimes your brush guides you. And your subconscious guides you into what it wants the look to look like. I was thinking green. Okay, let us put in the brown. Eyeliner. Sorry, I couldn't complete the sentence. What are we thinking? Let's put the Bad Gal Bang in the lower lashes. And then we need to find an inner corner highlight. I think there's one in the palette. And I think I'll just use my fingers for it. Maybe this color here. Meadow. Okay. I think that works. Kind of a yellow color. A lime green. Yeah. We're looking fierce today, I think. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Let me go fix my hair just a second. Okay, this is the best I could do. Okay, so this is the final look that I got going on here with this very Frolic palette. And I used all these mattes here. Then I used this one right here, and this one right here, and then this one in the inner corner right here. So I think it looks pretty good. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Thank you for joining me for this Get Ready With Me for Work, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, all right, take care. Goodbye.